my gosh, you got the logos.
Ah.
That's great. All right, and we should
The
be live
brand.
here. And we should be live.
All righty. Hey, good morning. It is Saturday morning live. Welcome, everybody. This is Ann Sieg, founder of the E-Commerce Business School. I have with me Brian Cummings calling in from Northern California, where the sun shines very hot.
Hot, yes, hot.
Hot and bright. And we have two very special guests with us, Jeanette, Bonet, and Lisa Sanchez. Hello, ladies.
Woo! Hi, guys. How are you? Good morning.
Good morning. All right.
Saturday.
So we need to do a sound test. So from our own team and for folks who are, hopefully we are live, because that's going to be
We're
the
live.
most important
That's
thing.
right. We are. There's Donald and Carlos and Amanda and Elizabeth.
They are saying that they can hear us, right? Is that what you're saying, Brian? Because I don't see it yet on my phone. I can't
Aaron
do.
Stitch from Utah. Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, beautiful. Welcome, everybody. All right, this is going to be a really fun call. We're going to get into an interview. We call it a case study when we speak with any of our peak graduates and get a pulse on how things have gone for them and where they're at. So we're going to get to that in a moment. But for the time being, we want to welcome everybody in, and especially any new members who have come in over the last week or two. Go ahead and let us know who you are in the chat. Right underneath this video, you'll see in the comment section that you can make comments, and this is a really fun interface here. You're going to see a lot of our current members. So if you're new, let us know, and you're going to get lots of high fives and loves right there for those of you who are new to the E-Commerce Business School. All right, and we're going to move on to the next slide, Brian, which is something that we go through every Saturday morning live, because we know we get new people rolling in who are checking us out, checking out this information, this whole idea of having an e-commerce business. How does that even work, right? Well, we're going to talk about that with this slide that is our 3 pillars of e-commerce success. Pillar number 1 is to generate cash flow, probably the most important of all, to jumpstart your business and keep it going. That spigot, we want to turn on that water and watch that money pour out. And that is priority number 1 with pillar 1. Pillar number 2, automate systems. Why would we do that? To free up your time and scale up your business. And I know our 2 guests today, they are doing that. You're going to hear the details, okay? And then pillar number 3 is to build assets so that you could conceivably pass on to your family or sell to investors for a profit. So when you have cash flow, when you have systems and a team in place to run those systems for you, you have a valuable asset in the marketplace. We are on to the next slide there, Brian. So, hey, let's get the good word out, shall we? And that is and Facebook makes it really easy to do. There's a little share arrow, right? And all you have to do is share. And if you want to put in a little sentence or two, hey, I'm a member of this awesome community. I love it. You ought to check it out too. If you're wanting to build a side hustle or a full-time income, come and join this fun call. You could write something like that and then hit the share button. Because truly, I have people who are looking at E-Commerce Business School and are referring. So it's really awesome. Make sure you do the share. Okay, this is something we do every week. We're on to the next slide there, Brian, which is our weekly Feed the Beast challenge. And the beast is none other than Amazon. And Amazon is a very hungry beast. And that's due to the prime customer buyers. And so we, as Amazon sellers, if we want to get a good income going with Amazon, you have to get into the habit of shipping in products weekly, week after week after week, even twice a week would be even better. And from there, you're just increasing your volume of products that you're shipping in. That's how you make money on Amazon. All right, now the next slide, drum roll, is our winner from this past week. And it is Jessica Brown. Give it up for Jessica. And basically, there she is. She says, I got my first couple of sales yesterday. That's where it begins. that first shipment in, and then you're just, give it up for Jessica Brown, everybody. Give her some love. And of course, all of our other Feed the Beast participants. We'd like all our members participating because it's really, this is where you make your money. So give it up for Jessica. I love it. You know, she's showcasing. This is like when you do your happy dance. Did you two ladies do a happy dance when you made your very first sale?
Absolutely. That's the only way we celebrate every little task, every little sale we do. We definitely go for it.
Gotta celebrate it.
You have to celebrate. I mean, why do it unless you're celebrating, having fun? So congratulations to Jessica and everybody else who's got that consistent habit of shipping. I know our two guests do because I see your screenshots and everything always looks so immaculate. It's just all neatly stacked and the boxes, it's all just perfect. So, alrighty. So what I want to do, folks, is welcome our two guests here, Jeanette Bonet and Lisa Sanchez. Now, I just want to let folks know, we have many family businesses that, you know, it's a mom and a daughter, or a mom and two sons, or whatever. We also have many friends. So today we're showcasing two friends who have teamed up because they thought, you know what? Well, we'll hear directly from you. This might be a lot funner to do together. And I think we could get there faster if we got, if we teamed up together. And so there are many teams in our community, and we have people do that. They come in into our program, and that is e-commerce acceleration and peak performance mentoring. And as long as they're sharing the same Amazon account, same business, have at it. And so they teamed up. So I would love to know the backstory for you to, how do you even know each other in the first place? How is it your background?
You want to go first? Well, good morning. Thank everyone for tuning in and the support, the outpouring support. So we know each other from, we work together. We were actually team managers in a huge tour and travel business here in the state of Florida, which is big in the timeshare industry. We were team managers. We overseed over 20 plus agents who we trained and to be great salespersons on the phone and bring in those people to view the timeshare, if you will. So that's where we kind of fed off each other. Jeanette was the team manager before I was promoted. So she was actually my mentor when I became a team manager, and she guided me under her wing to become a successful team manager. I oversee her team. I did a mid shift. So she was a morning team manager, and I came in the mid afternoon and took over her team until the evening. So I did the morning and the evening shift.
Wow. Okay. I've been in one of those rooms, by the way. I've witnessed it, in Orlando, actually.
Exactly. And it's intense training. And we were very good at it. We've been in the industry. I've personally been in the industry for almost 20 years. She's been in it for about a good 15, I would say. So we have the experience in sales and motivating people. So it got to the point when the epidemic hit, we were sent to work from home.
Okay.
So it wasn't the same feeling. We're a people person. We like to be in front of the people, motivating others so they can achieve their goal. So it got to the point that we were like, Lisa, this is not us working behind the screen, and not making the money that we're used to making. I think that we feed off each other very well, and we throw each other great ideas. So we said, let's just do something on our own. Let's go ahead and see what we can do on our own that we know sales, right? So let's just do that. So I started researching, and I came, and I think I've mentioned to you this beforehand, I came across many advertisements on schools to help you or teach you how to sell on Amazon. And I sent them to her, but there was just not one. There was just not one that would actually talk to me until I came across your video. When I came across your video, I didn't even finish it. And I sent it to Lisa. I said, Lisa, my gut tells me that this is it. This is it. And she's like, I trust your gut, Jeanette. Let's go for it. And here we are today. We're super excited and, looking forward to so much more. We love the decision that we make and we've made. and we can wait to see where this takes us.
Okay, I'm gonna ask a favor of you two gals. First of all, you two have become a brand, correct? You are branding yourself. Show your brand. Let's do that. And what does it say? JL, right?
Inspired.
JL Inspired. Okay.
That's the goal, to continue to inspire that this can be done, and giving up is not an option.
Okay. Now do me a favor and now tilt it so we can see your whole face. Now that we showed, I wanted everyone to see your brand. But what I want more than anything is I want to see your faces. So thank you for that. Okay, I want to hit on a point there, because just yesterday in our monthly student success call, we had a gal who has been a saleswoman for 19 years. Jeanette, it's been 20, Lisa, 17. She 15.
said
15, I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. And Brian, you were there. And she said pretty much the same thing. She said, I've been in sales for, it was 19 years for Crystal Anderson. And she said, I saw that video and I thought, because of her sales experience, I know this is a real deal. Mm-hmm. So it's interesting, that discernment as salespeople that you had. So, okay, I just wanted to kind of underscore that aspect. So you saw that, the two of you, mm-hmm. you were looking for something. Is that correct? You were saying, hey, this is not working. This behind the screen thing, that's not us. We like to have fun together. We want to see each other. We want to work together. So you came into the program. Share with the listeners. Most of them are our members, but there's others who are just learning of us for the first time. You kind of knew that gut thing, you moved forward. What was your experience like from the education side of it? Was it arduous? Was it clear? What did it look like for you from your end?
It was pretty clear. The videos were step by step, hand holding throughout the process. And in the industry we come from, education, it's a key. You know, knowledge is power, if you will, right? And it was that step by step. We went through it, and we would see, right, that once we would follow those videos and educational slides, that we were getting somewhere. Mm-hmm. And it's funny because even if we're always, we're quick people. We always want to do things fast, right? So we've come across a video that gave us an explanation, and we were already thinking about, wait, what about this? And she was like, Jeanette, I'm sure it's there in the video. And sure enough, if I waited long enough, the answer was in the video. So, you guys did it so perfect. It is a lot of work, but if you are wanting to take it to the next level in life, you just be patient and do step by step. You guys literally grab us by the hand and guide us on each and every step of the way. So stay hungry. Oh, that's key. Stay hungry and motivated. You guys give us what we need. And that's our, we know that the only way we will fail is if we don't do what your program tells us to do. Or we lack of passion, and that's not. Mm-hmm.
No lack for passion from these two gals. Non-issue. Well, not at all. I want to underscore, one, the fact that you value education, because I have to say people who are really not well suited for our program is that they don't value the educational process. But there you said, Lisa, that was part and parcel of your previous industry was education. You two are managers. I'm sure you were constantly educating your teams that you had. And I love it that you shared, you had questions. You're like, just hang on though, they might answer that yet. And sure enough, we answered the question.
We will go, Lisa, you're going to go type it in the chat. I go, let's not go there first, and I don't want to find the answer to it. Let's exhaust our efforts before we start typing anything. And sure enough, you will find there's very little things that you were. And it's funny because when you do see in the chat questions, you already know they haven't finished the video.
Okay. I'm sorry, but we got to hit the pause button on that one, right, Brian? Which is this. Thank you so much for that comment, because all our coaches know, they'll go, yep, they didn't watch the training. And so what it requires is a mental understanding, and more importantly, a mental discipline. Because maybe, you know what? I don't want to watch the training. I'm just going to show up and ask a bunch of questions. Mm-hmm. Oh, no. So speak to that. The power of going through the training. It is there for a reason. Have you ever gone through a training more than once, for example?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We have.
Yeah, there's times that, I'm a note taker. I like to kind of take notes and bullet points of everything. But there is times that I have to see it side by side. So while you guys are teaching it in the video, I'm on the other computer and I'm actually following the steps. For me, that's the best way of learning. But Lisa, she could see it once and she grasped it. So there's many different, you do it for all types of learning, right? And the fact that even once you pass that 90-day peak, that you can still go back and take a look at those videos, that is key. That's so important because there's so much information that you can get a little bit overwhelmed or forget, wait a second, how does this work? Because I did it in the very beginning and I don't remember, but you have the tools to just go back and refer to it. So absolutely.
Okay. Awesome. We're going to get into the inspiration piece because I believe that it's exactly like you said. It's all there for the taking and implementing and getting people the results. But sometimes people lose their fuel, their internal drive, their passion, their inspiration. So I want to get into that in a moment. But let's talk results. So you two, clearly having been in the sales industry, you know how to make sales. You know how to make money. Okay. So you got into this program and an Amazon business for the purpose of making money. Have you been able to see, and by the way, when is your graduation date or when did it happen? How long ago? When did you graduate?
About a month ago we graduated.
About a month
From
ago.
the 90 days.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're about 4 months out.
Correct.
Right? Okay, talk to the listeners. How quickly did you get into like that sourcing and getting your first shipment in? Because that's where it all starts. How long did that take for you to source and get stuff shipped in?
Started in January, we signed up.
Right. We signed up in January. We went ahead and we took 4 weeks of just pure learning as much as we possibly can. We didn't go outsourcing, even though in the videos it already encourages to. But we figured we wanted to kind of really know what we were doing before we went out there. So it took us about 4 weeks to really study. And then we said, okay.
We set up our own little storage thing, our computers, our dyno. We got everything set up.
Right. We had everything ready to go. It was just a matter of going to the stores. And that's what we did. So about within 4 weeks, we went ahead and we had everything set up, ready to just buy that first product and scan it, right? And then go through that challenge. But that's what it took us.
Early March.
So January we started. In February, by the end of February,
we start the sourcing already with our mini prepping center in her garage set up. With everything.
I saw those pictures. Or you probably have them there, Brian. So are you making sales? And what volume? Can you talk about that? So what's happened?
Absolutely. So we started off, of course, like everything, you start off slow. And I think our biggest thing is that we were afraid. You can't be afraid. And this key that taught us quite a bit at the beginning. Because, you hold on, you work hard for your money and you're just afraid of letting it go. But at the end of the day, if you don't let it go, what are the chances of being able to duplicate that, right? So you have to be a risk taker. And we sat and we do a lot of meetings with each other, right? And we try to be like
our brains.
Each other's brains. And we know, listen, we got into this and we have to go full force. So if that means putting it in our credit card, if that means taking out what we have on savings, there is no turning back. It's just looking forward. So we have to go for it. And that's what we've done. So we are at a point right now, we're not making the millions that we want to, but we will be there. We are just simply right now in this stage. It took us 3 months to finally now being able to make enough for the business to pay itself. Meaning we're not receiving a paycheck yet. However, we are being able to pay our VA. We're able to pay our Amazon fees.
Nice.
We're able to pay, so
we're not coming out of pocket to continue to run our business or expense our cost in any operational, everything. Amazon right now is paying all our operational costs, if you will.
And it took 3 months. It may take, more for others. I think our little setback was that we were purchasing 3 items versus a little bit more in depth.
Right. Right.
And when we attended one of our coaching with Brian, he told us, got to go a little deeper.
So now we're diving in. Now we're just
Now we take things out of shelves and we take it all out with us.
You gain the confidence. Yeah, go ahead, Brian.
We celebrated a success. We do that
Yes,
in our
we did.
peak
We
VIP
did. We
meetings.
definitely
What was
did.
that success this week?
we hit a K in 7 days.
Yeah,
That was ours.
right here.
Our first 1K in 7 days.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So $1,000
So we're
of
selling
sales.
now from 7 to 8 products, if you will, or items a day.
Mm-hmm. Our last week we sold 69 products actually last week.
What do you
But this is
think?
the first week money wise.
What do you think July will end at? Do you know?
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. I think
just-
like
Well,
two, 3. I can see
I think
3K. I can see 3K.
You
I can
just
see
did
3K because
$1,000 in a week in 7 days. You think you're going to be farther than that by the end of the month?
Well,
Listen,
it's
we look
already
forward
it's for the
to-
17th, so we have
Uh-huh.
2 more weeks. So I think absolutely, definitely we should end up with 4K by the end of
right.
of this month.
We're
Mhm.
ready to hire that next team member. We're ready.
I love it. Hire the next team member. I really want to underscore this. This is so important and it's so impressive because the listeners need to know that statistically it takes 5 years for a business to cash flow. 5 years or that it will fail or succeed. That's traditional, brick and mortar especially. With here and the time you've been in the program, you have your foundation, not just of sales, but you have the systems and you are bringing in team members to run them for you. So you are poised and ready for scale.
Yes.
Brian, that's exactly what we teach. So you've learned to hand off these tasks. Do you have one VA at this point? How many people do you have?
So we have one VA who started off at 15 hours sourcing.
Okay.
We've promoted him now to team manager. So we are now training him to do, he does half of his time is sourcing. He actually now does 40 hours. So 20 hours is sourcing, 20 hours is admin. And then our goal is August 1st. He already knows we will be hiring our second VA. He's going to join us in the interview because that will be the first one that he will be managing. And he will now be doing supervising her sourcing. And then he will be doing some sourcing, about 10 hours, and then the rest will be admin. Our goal is that before the holidays, we have at least 3 VAs, including ourselves. So in the process, we just want to train one by one to where they need to be. So then when we add the other one, they can help each other run our company, because that's what you guys teach us, for us not to slave and work every day. We have a team to run our company so we can go on our RV trips like Ron.
I love this because you're building that team to run it for you, and that you've done this in such short order. It's like you're bringing back your past with you to an extent because you both develop teams
Exactly.
underneath you, and you use the term. He's going to become a team manager. Like
Yes,
this is
he is.
moving fast.
Yeah.
He's going to be team manager. He's now working 40 hours. And next month he's going to have someone else underneath him.
Mm-hmm.
So you're really moving quickly towards that scale.
And he was so happy. He was so excited. Just the fact that we said he was going to be our team manager. And he couldn't stop thanking us. We told him that we want him, he's part of our family. We wouldn't be able to be successful, grow without him. So we told him he's going to get ahead and interview along with us. And he's blown. He feels part of the team.
There's not a day go by. He's always recognized. Recognition is always there for him. So when the Zoom meetings, he's like, "Oh, guys, no, stop. Oh, yeah. Thank you so much. This would have been possible without you." So he's
very humble, very nice.
Well, I can say anyone who comes in your team, they're going to have fun with you too.
Oh,
We
yeah.
try. And listen, you have to make it fun. You have to make it fun. It's work. It's serious work, right? But you also have to make it fun. You want to wake up in the morning and be excited about going to work. And that's how we want them to feel. We want them to feel excited about logging in, and let's see what exciting, profitable products we can find for our business, right? We want them to feel like it's our business. It's not just Jeanette and Lisa, because we all know that it wouldn't be Jeanette and Lisa inspired if it wasn't for our VAs. So we
have fun. We have fun with each other. I enjoy the company I spend with her as we source, that we put away, and we create bundles. It's just everything about it is just fun. I leave there sometimes at 10, 11 o'clock, exhausted. I'm like, we're going to make it through this packaging. It gets bigger by the time.
Yeah, last week we created bundles for the first time after seeing your workshop. We learned how to do bundles. And the funniest thing, we sold all of our bundles. I'm like, what?
Okay, that's huge. The workshop was last weekend.
Yes.
You already did your bundles.
That was amazing.
Yes, that workshop was amazing.
Our first and oh my God.
Yeah, we learned a lot. We learned a lot. Mm-hmm.
So Brian, go ahead, finish your thought, Jeanette.
We were just super excited about every time she's like, Jeanette, we just sold another bundle. I was like, oh my God, we were celebrating so much. So it's like, okay, we're going to have to restock these bundles.
No, we have other bundles in mind already.
Yes.
I
Okay,
can see
Brian.
the celebration right behind you there.
Right, I do too. Well, speaking of which, so we got to meet you two at our, Florida Student Mixer, and we mixed.
Yeah.
We mixed, and we had a lot of fun. And I even have a video on my phone. I'm the one who took the video.
Yeah.
No one else has seen it yet, but it's on my phone. I'll send it to you too.
Okay.
Because there was kind of a special celebration moment at your end of the table. Ryan and Clark and David and Vu and a number of folks there. And there was a celebration. And so it's in here.
We look forward to the next one. We said, Lisa, no matter where it's at, we need to attend the next one because it's fun. It's fun to mingle, to see each other, in person.
We're great mentors, great leaders that we definitely could have not been here without them.
Yeah.
Without you guys.
No.
I have to say on behalf of the trainers and then Brian, who taught the bundling at the workshop? Do you recall? Was it Danita? Who taught the
I
bundling?
believe it was Danita.
How gratifying. And that's the best compliment anyone can give a teacher is when you do what the teacher has taught.
And see results.
And see results. You already sold out all the bundles.
All of them. It's incredible. It's like, and that's the thing that she's like, Jeanette, there's a workshop here, or there's a meeting here, or coaching there. And you want to try to catch up and go, because we know for a fact there is something we're going to learn.
You're going to bring something back.
Something that we know that we don't want to miss out on. We would have missed that workshop. We wouldn't have had those sales that we had.
Yeah,
exactly. We would have no idea on how to create a bundle.
It's all about showing up.
It is so worth it to make that investment in your business. You're just going to see the outcome. It's overwhelming.
Awesome.
And outpouring.
Let's get into the inspiration. That's your whole brand. JL Inspiration? Inspire. So let's get into that because we just had our monthly student success yesterday, and some of our members hit really, really big hurdles. Really serious life hurdles. And one gal just showing up yesterday inspired her enough to reset her business. She had some tough things go down in May. So you two, that's your core identity is being inspired. Can you give us some teachings on that so our members, because you do have to, I've been online for 17 years. You do have to continually be inspired. It is work. Like you said, it's work. So how do you two, what can you share with the listeners right now about how can they, like on a daily basis, wake up inspired?
Well, I could tell you, in my experience, single mother of 3 girls. She's a single mother of twins. What inspires us to wake up every morning is our children. So you need to find in yourself what is going to inspire you to be this better person, right? To open up a business and make sure it is successful. You need to find your flame and what is it that's gonna burn inside you. First, everybody's different. Someone could be just the fact of being able to support their family in a different country, But if you don't find within yourself what is going to wake you and get you out of bed that morning, then you're not going to make it. You're definitely not, because you will continue working the 9 to 5 and being somebody else's employee. You have to be up to here. You have to be willing to be like, okay, I'm done of being somebody's employee. I'm ready to be my own boss. and just continue feeding that fuel. You are going to have those moments that you're exhausted, that you feel overwhelmed because there's so much. We lean on each other for that, correct? Because we feel like, oh my God, there's so much we need to learn. We're not going to get this. I don't understand. And I know that a lot of people that come into this program, because I've seen, are older people, and a lot of people don't have the computer knowledge, right? But guess what? You guys give us every single little key that will make that possible. I mean, there's those are out there that thinking this is too techie. It's not too techie. That you will find a video that's going to tell you exactly how to click on that button, how to download the app. It's very simple. You guys made it, and I hate to use the word, but you made it dummy proof. You really did. You have to find your fire again. Right? What do you?
I would say when you are financially invested, you look for a return. When you are emotionally invested, you contribute. And contributing what we bring to the table and talents and skills, what I lack of, she's forced, it's what's made our story successful and continue to drive us. And we know without a doubt in our mind, the work we put, it would not go unnoticed, and we will be sooner than later Amazon's next millionaires.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
For sure. That's for
Yes.
sure.
Calling it out to the universe, and I know it. The work and effort, and we continue, and we're super appreciative of what all the coaches bring to the table, and we don't want to end this interview without giving Brian the most. I mean, Brian, I'm really overwhelmed. Sometimes we're like, ooh, when we're on the hot seat, but listen, how accountable he holds us. It's just, we appreciate everything that you have taught us in Peak, and we look forward when we end there again. We will be Amazon's next millionaires.
And not only that, Brian and Danita, all the coaches. If the coaching class is 1 hour, it will be 2 hours, and they're still there. They're still answering those questions. And sometimes we feel sorry, like, oh my gosh, poor thing. But you don't see them wanting to give up. It's like they really, you can genuinely
feel the passion, the genuine, the wanting to support you. So if you put your part, the rest is just, it's a given.
It's a given.
It's a given. It's just be passionate. Know this is going to work. Yes, there's days. Don't forget your why and why you started, and the path it's going to open up.
And find within yourself what's that fire, that flame that you need to keep. How I would say that you need to that flame that you need to keep fire.
And have that partner that has that same inspiration as you.
Yes.
Just,
You have to.
that's willing to make that extra mile. That it's okay to, you know what? You're gonna kick up the 1,000 this week, Lisa. I got it. You're gonna kick up the 1,000 to shop this week. She got it. So you know what? We're completely invested. Again, we're more than expecting a return. We're expecting dreams come true from this.
And if you don't have that partner, it's okay. You don't need to have a partner to get into this business, because we have so many coachings. We have so many wonderful teachers. You guys give us so many tools to get the answer that you don't need that partner. There's some people that just simply like to work alone, but don't feel like you need that partner to rely on. If you have it, great. It's going to help you, because you need that. But you still have our Facebook chat where you have thousands of people that you can just kind of throw your ideas at, and we'll all answer. Well, not all of us, but we will. You'll get some replies back.
Are there any comments coming in, Brian? Questions that people have? I just want to say I love find your flame. People should jot that down. I was fanning my flame this morning, texting my son in China. I had some questions for him, and he got back to me. That's my flame. I can't go into that story right now, but he's my son.
There's going to be a few more questions after people see this next part, and everybody can see how bubbly and enthusiastic and exuberant Jeanette and Lisa are. But there's another side to their business that they both bring. They have some very strong strengths, and one of them is in their ability to organize information and to manage a project. So when you bring on a VA, you're directly working with that virtual assistant, that team member. When you bring in another team member that is underneath the team leader, now you have 3 levels, and you have to be super organized. And Jeanette and Lisa are lining this right up. So,
Mhm.
Jeanette, would you be willing to show your organization of how you do this and how
Sure,
you've set that up?
absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, so
let's
she's
go
going to
ahead and
share
just,
her screen, and I'll just let you talk this through and how you've set it up.
okay. So what I'm going to share is Trello. So once again, this idea, and I'm going to give credit to who deserves it. This idea was from Mr. Ed Dempsey in our workshop. He mentioned Trello. And of course, like I said, I try to take notes of everything. So I said, okay, let me go ahead and look into it. So this is what Trello looks like. This has been key for us since we started it. And what it does is going to keep us all communicated in the same, let me minimize this right here. So Trello consists of boards, right? And this is one board. Now, let me just show here to the right. These are different boards. So we have JL private board. This is where just me and Lisa communicate, and we know what we have to do. And I'll go ahead and share that here. And you'll see that it just has JL and ES, which is Lisa. You invite whoever you would like to invite into this board. In this board, we already have our SOPs that we're currently working with in Brian's class right now. We have our weekly spreadsheets that we work with weekly. And then this is the contract that we use. So mind you, there's going to be more things that we're going to continue to add, but this is an easy access for us to get the important information that we're going to need. So then you have our second board, which is our training.
A little bit of context to this so everybody can see this, because we're going to blow some minds here. I know that you guys are right in this and you understand what project management is all about. Anytime you have a business, you have multiple projects within the business. You have to source products. So there's product research. Those products have to be prepped and sent into Amazon. Then there's the managing your Amazon business. Then you have a team member, and soon you're going to have multiple team members. So these become projects. And what better way to manage it than to put it in some sort of organization online? This is something that we teach in our higher level masterminds and courses. So Ed Dassey's participates in our Ecom CEO mastermind. We teach Trello in there. He's shared this with you. Trello is a free software program. It's project manager software program. It's free to use. And it allows you to set up projects on different boards. That's what Jeanette's showing right now. And then with each board, there are different cards as you see them here. A card would be a subject matter. So she's showing all of her SOPs, standard operating procedures, the weekly and monthly spreadsheets, and the VA contracts here. And then, as she said, they'll be adding more cards to this as they go along. So you're going to take us to the training board now?
Correct. So then you have a training board. Now, this is the board where we are going to help our VAs get to where they need to get, just like you guys have helped us. Now, these are the same videos that you have allowed us to share with our VAs. So what we did here is I have, for example, the training we just had recently in our workshop, right? You guys gave us slides on how to bring up our IPI scores. So our VA has access to this. If you see here, this is us two and then the VA. So he will now be, all he has to do is click on here, open the card, and we have downloaded the How to Improve Your Amazon IBI. So now he has access to it as well. All he does is click on here. He knows what steps to follow. So we use this board for anything training. He is going to have access to it, and any other VA that comes into the team will also have access to this board. Anything they will need to learn, how to wholesale sourcing, how to train on bundling, finding products using the spreadsheet, Amazon arbitrage instructions. So we try to, little by little, mind you, will continue growing, put all the training necessary. Now, Lisa has recently downloaded a template that we use when Amazon lets us know that something has to be in
compliance with receipts or any infringements.
So there's a template that he could just click on here, copy, paste, edit it, and work on it himself. So this is the VA and training board, right? And then I have the following. This is our daily task training board. And this is where we all communicate with each other. JL to-do list, this is what me and Lisa have to do. Update JL at glance, work on our goal for August. So this is just what me and Lisa have. Now, when we log into this individually, I can see that Lisa can see that I'm currently working on editing more things in Trello. She can see that I'm currently working on our spreadsheet. She can see that, one of us is working on one of these 3 projects, basically. Once it's done, you grab it and you put it over to done. So we know that this is already completed. Now, when Adam logs in, which is our VA, we will make notes here. Adam has a to-do list, and it can come from me, it can come from Lisa. The first thing he's going to do when he logs in is he's going to see, what do I have to do today? And we will put expiration date. Some things don't have to be done the same day, but we will put a day when he has to be the due date, right? Mm-hmm. So once he's working on it, he'll grab his task, he'll put it under working. When me and Lisa log in, we can see Adam is currently working on these products today. When he's finished, he will pass it over and he's done. So we've already created the same thing for Marla, which is our next VA that's coming aboard in the next 2 weeks. And we can continue adding more boards, which is the great thing about this.
Maintain everything structured, and we know who's working on what and complying with what.
Mm-hmm. And it's very simple because, again, we want to try to make things simple, but yet functional for all of us. We are hiring people from the Philippines, from China, so we think about that. We think about how simple can we make things for them so they can, have time to do what they need to do. So this is our daily task board. This is where we all communicate. This is where we all, and if there's something he needs to make a note on, he could just, like I said, click on here, open the card. He can make a description, whatnot. He can add a checklist. He can put a due date, attachments. We have it all here. And if you see here, you can see the history of when Adam logged in and when he was working on this board. And then the last board that we have is and this is my favorite board. Why you're going to ask is because this is where Lisa and I download any invoices or receipts. So when Adam receives an email stating we need proof of this invoice, right? He just has to come into this app here and he clicks it, finds the invoice and sends it to Amazon. He no longer has to call Jeanette or call Lisa and say, hey, they're asking for this. Can you send it to me? It is all going to be on here. And it just makes his job also a little easier.
Jeanette, Lisa, where do you track your results? Are you doing that on paper so far?
You mean our spreadsheet, the ones you taught us in?
Yeah. Where do you just keep that on spreadsheets?
So I do have it on a spreadsheet. I did edit a little bit our spreadsheets, and I can show you that as well.
No, you don't have to. You don't have to pull that up. What I want to point out here is there's one more board that you're going to want here, and that's the board on your goals, and then tracking your progress towards your goals. And that'll be part of your admin that you two do as the leaders of your business.
Okay.
I'm hoping that everybody that's looking at this is saying, wow, they've really got it together and they've got it organized.
Yes.
So at EBS, we have our own project management system. We have our team leaders, our department heads that have to manage different parts of this. Jeanette and Lisa are just following right along, and they're creating this own sort of organization in their business that will take them to that $1 million level.
Yeah, and I want to say, folks, many of you as Peak members are going, wow, they're into some really more advanced stuff. They're being mentored by Brian beyond Peak. So
absolutely,
Brian is guiding them, giving them SOPs, giving them spreadsheets that in this hand-holding, it doesn't end with Peak. They're in the next mastermind level. So if you're kind of going, whoa, this stuff, I don't know, I haven't seen this kind of stuff before. It's because they've continued. They've chosen to continue their mentorship, and it's paying off in spades. And anybody doubting how far they're going to be in Q4? Because I tell you what, they have organization going on, not chaos, not scrambling, but a really tight organization that just keeps getting better and better. That prepares them for scale. Without this tight organization, you could quickly end up in chaos in Q4.
Mhm.
Right, ladies? Are you feeling like you are seriously getting prepared? Adam knows every step of the way. You're tracking his progress. You've got a true team management system going on. Not just you got a team member, you got a team management system right here. And that's because of the mentorship. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
We wouldn't even be this close if it wasn't for the we wouldn't even know where to begin. No matter how much experience we have.
This is totally different from what we did to cheering yourselves, right
Mhm.
there, here to organizing and keeping a structure online, so we can merge from what we're doing started in stores. Now we don't do so much in stores, even though we can't keep our hands away from them as we merge to online.
Yes.
But we are now we're doing OA and merging into wholesale combined, and we still do a little LA, which is local arbitrage. So yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And if it wasn't for our mentor, we wouldn't know, because at the end of the day, like I said, we want to have our employees work for a company that they feel happy and that they feel that, okay,
That
my
structure is in
bosses
place.
exactly, my bosses, they know what they're doing. Even though we're still in the learning process, they don't know that, right? We need to seem like we know exactly what we're doing so they can feel confident. You want to work for a company that knows that, okay, they have a goal and they're working towards it.
Yeah.
And that's what we think of. We think of ways to make it a little easier for our employees, because at the end of the day, yes, our main goal, like I said, you've taught us, is to not have to work. We want a company that works and makes money, and we don't have to be there.
In our sleep, and we're literally
Making money in our sleep. Absolutely. We are. And that's why we try to make things a little more easier. Everybody works in a different way. People can watch these mentor videos and come up with even better ideas that's going to help run their companies.
Right.
So that's why this is the best.
No, and Brian is big in systems. Brian always wants to know what systems you have in place to get where you're going to go, because he wants to hear where you want to go, but he wants to know also how you're going to get there.
Exactly. So he does put you in this spot, but that it helps us. It helps us because it makes us work harder. You know, like, oh my God, next week Brian is going to ask us our numbers. Do we have our numbers?
Ready.
So it does. He gives us that push,
Even
and
though he still catches off guards, but we're ready. We're ready.
we try. Yeah.
You two are in it to win it.
Yes.
Yes.
No doubt.
How could we not hold you to that level?
And we appreciate it, and we definitely appreciate it, and we enjoy it. And listen, and the only thing I wish, and I guess timing is everything. The only thing I wish we would have done this sooner. That's for sure. That's for sure. So if you're sitting here and you're
Thinking about it,
don't think about it. Just go for it. I mean, this school has every single tool that we need to be successful. And if you don't want to be that millionaire, it's on you, because you guys are giving us the key.
Commerce will help you.
Absolutely. Without a doubt.
Would you like to wrap this up to tell us what your expectations are for Q4?
Oh my God.
There he goes.
We're gonna get that 10K.
Yes.
That 10K.
Yes.
Listen, my hands just sweat saying it.
A 10K month. That's what you're after.
That's a 10K month. Yes.
10K month.
We're hoping, so we would like to get to 10K by November. 10K, preppers.
Are you adding any more capital in? Other
absolutely.
Than just, you are? Oh, then you're not going to.
Oh, yeah. There's
have any
no,
problem.
No. We're adding every single penny that comes in, plus what we can out of our own pocket.
Every that comes out.
Yeah. At the pace you're going, you won't have any problem with that.
We've seen the, again, when we started your VIP class, you taught us right off the bat, you guys are not putting enough inventory. And we knew it. We sat down and we were like, okay, you got to throw these numbers,
You can't expect a 10K result with a 2K inventory. That's just not going to happen.
That's right.
That's all like Brian. That's all like Brian.
Okay. Hey, can everybody give these two ladies some love? Send in your hearts, click the love button, because they have shared their hearts with you, their passion, their fire, their organization, their team camaraderie. They've given it all today. So give them some love. I see those coming in. Awesome. And it's been awesome to have you two here. And I am just going to put in a little secret word in advance. we do plan to meet again in the very near future
Hey.
in the Orlando area.
Oh, yes. I love that.
Brian, you already know it's on, Brian.
No.
So more to come on that. Alrighty, so Brian, let's bring up the remaining slides. So next week, we are going to showcase yet another case study, which is husband and wife team. Roberto and Selena Lopez will be up on deck. Yes, some fellow peers of Jeanette and Lisa, and that's what happens is you really get to know your peers. So they'll be here next Saturday at 9 a.m. And if you're new to us, go to joinebs.com. That'll take you to our homepage where you can learn more about the e-commerce business school. Our next slide, it's so true. Hustle and heart is what sets us apart. And I know you two ladies fit that to a T. Hustle and heart is what sets us apart. And again, there is, if we are new to you, you want to learn more, go to our homepage, which is joinebs.com. And I want to say for those of you who are graduates of Peak Performance, you've been inspired by today's story. You need to get into the next mastermind level with Brian. And so email our support and say, hey, I want to be like Jeanette and Lisa and get more mentorship from Brian. So send that into support and we'll be there for you because that's what they did. They continued their mentorship from Peak and they went into the next level. And look at where they're going to be for Q4, which Brian, I know when you heard 10K, I know it was going through your head. You're going, yeah, that's not going to be a problem. Now with what you guys have been setting up, and especially since you're willing to put in more for inventory. Okay, people are just, the comments are pouring in. Jorge says, phantasmagoric job. New word. Phanta. Anyways. So lots and lots of kudos and love. Thank you, everybody. Gurinder giving you high five. Walter, tons and tons of kudos.
Oh, Walter. Yeah, that's our partner there in VIP. And that's awesome, guys. You guys are gonna create.
Oh my God.
You form a family here. You really do. You form a family.
We love that VIP.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing.
Everything is amazing about this program. If there's a last thing we gotta say, it's just that. Just find your fire, guys. Find your fire within yourself, and make that be your inspiration to get a better life. That's key.
And reach out to those coaches. They're amazing. They bring so much to the table. It's just amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Thank you so much, ladies. This has been invaluable. Thank you, everyone, for being here. And we will see you next weekend at 9 a.m. Central Time for Saturday Morning Live. Till then,
Right.
bye-bye.
Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye.
Have a great one.